Good evening, everyone. How's it going? Clara Manzano here in behalf of Claudia Perrine. Oh no, I forgot to ask if it's maayong gabi for Cebuano. I'm only sure about morning and afternoon. I will ask Jack later when we bring him in. Claudia, we are
Yes,
going to Cebu for
we
this
are
episode.
gonna eat lechon.
hmm
Ooh, we should have had lechon and showed it here, the crispy lechon.
No, who's the sponsor? Ah, it can be you. So send our page a message if that's something you're
Yeah,
interested in. Right. So, our distinguished guest as of late, he was made waves in the end of the PFL, first half of the PFL season, especially with his performance at home in front of a crazy passionate crowd. Is Cebu FC's very own homegrown, born and raised from that exact area. Also, we've got Jack Zambrano. Hello, Jack.
woohoo!
Hey guys.
How's it going? What have you been up to? The season PFL, right, was cut. There's the holiday World Cup break.
Yeah.
You're training now. Second season's gonna carry on. So, what you been up to?
We were able to somewhat reset and recharge for a bit. We had a somewhat long first half of the season, especially since we had to fly to Manila and stay there for a bit. So it was nice for me to come back home and, in a way, rest completely. But of course, I didn't stop working. I continued to stay active a bit, and then yeah, we just started training almost 2 weeks ago. Uh, and yeah, ever since then we've been preparing for the upcoming games.
Mhm. Yeah, I just wanted to correct myself. So it's the second half of the ongoing PFL season. So back to training. What did the coaches do? Did they, do your usual hell training? You guys gotta
Yeah,
lose the holiday rustiness.
the first week was actual hell. We ran so much, and as a keeper, I honestly hate running. That's why I'm a keeper. So yeah, it was about getting our fitness back. Obviously, yeah. But this week we've been starting a little bit of ball work. So now it's about dusting off the cobwebs and getting sharper.
hmm How was that leg though? You said, of course, as we saw, Cebu FC. You guys stayed in Manila to play the matches against the Luzon-based teams. How was that whole experience? I think the team was staying in a dorm altogether, so you were somewhat forced to bond together, or if not, if you're all close, it's not forced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thankfully, the culture in our team is it's very nice. It's very pleasant to be with the group in particular. There's no groups. It feels like a college team basically with Cebu.
Mm.
Majority of us are somewhat fresh graduates, most of us, yeah. So we all get along very well. It was very nice to be together as well in Manila for a extended period of time. So it didn't really feel too bad, to be honest. It was good.
Is it a coincidence that a lot of, or a good number of Cebu players are from UP, right? You're one of them, right?
Yeah. Um,
You're studying or studied in UP.
yeah. Speaking about that, it's nice to have a bunch of UP players in Cebu as well. Um, the likes of Gadia, Ace, JB, and Miyagi. They're all my seniors. I look up to them very highly. And to have that here in Cebu, it's an added boost for me in particular because I have these guys to look up to. They've achieved so much in UAP with UP. So yeah, I look up to them, and every day it's a blessing to be able to train with them.
Mhm. Oh, sorry. Can I just add one more, Claudia, before I get it to you? Who was this person responsible for, let's say, establishing that culture in Cebu FC, which is something you really appreciate? Is there that guy who drives it?
Honestly, from the very beginning when faces started to show up in the team, there was just a click instantly. Everyone got along very well, and Yeah, there are a few people in the squad that are very funny. Like you have the boys from FEU, like Kulas or Boy. They love to joke around, so they keep the mood very light always.
Mm.
Hmm. And the Turkish boys in Arda and Mert.
Yeah.
When I was commentating a game, I was trying to focus, and these guys start smiling and laughing and waving at me when you guys were gonna march into the pitch. So they made me laugh also and break concentration. But that's the type of guys they are, and I loved it. I love that they were very loose. They were very friendly boys. Yeah, Claudia, you gotta carry on.
No, Jack. I guess. Well, most of us are here listening now. Want to know how did you start playing football? Who influenced you to play the game?
So I started playing football when I was around 5 years old. I come
Oh,
from a
young.
family that is very active in sports.
Mm.
My older brother, he played football. He actually played
Mhm.
for La Salle for a year or two. Then he came back to Cebu and finished college here. So yeah, growing up, I've always been into sports. And my first club, as you can see, is called Giuseppe Football Club. They
Giuseppe.
still exist today, actually.
Italian man, Giuseppe. It's like a
Yeah,
yeah, right? Yeah,
actually, they do come from Italy.
yeah.
The mother, basically the owner of the club, she grew up in Italy, but she's pure Filipina, and she formed this club here out of passion. And we're family friends, so that's how it all started. I joined her club, and I grew up with her son also, Lorenzo Jenko. We're very close up until this
Okay.
day.
Is he your
Here
teammate
you're
now?
already.
Is this the same guy,
Yeah,
Janko?
the same guy who I play with
Ooh,
yeah,
okay. So it's all, let's see, it's all connected, Claudia.
yeah.
Yeah, so here you're wearing gloves. So were you a keeper already from the start?
At the beginning, actually, no, I wasn't. I was a midfielder. Um, but then, honestly, I don't know how I moved back to being a keeper. I think it was because I have asthma, and I still do to this day.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think that's what made me go back into goal. And from then, I never looked back, honestly.
Yeah, and you hate running, right? So
I hate running.
yeah, there's a thing like they say if you're an athlete you don't like to run, like just run. But if you play ball sports or any kind of physical sports, you could play for like 2 hours, 3 hours straight. It's okay, you know. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I hate running. Okay, and then
Hmm.
um, how many siblings do you have in your family? Are they all into sports, or you just have one brother?
So I have four siblings, including myself. I'm the third. I have an older brother, an older sister, me, and then a younger sister. So my older brother used to play football. He still does to
Yeah,
this day, but for fun lang.
yeah,
Joey, she's not into football. She used to play when she was younger, but now she's more into just keeping fit, basically, heading to the
right.
gym and whatnot. It's my youngest sister who isn't into sports at all. She's the only one in the family.
The youngest,
Yeah,
pa.
yeah,
Yeah. And your parents were the ones that pushed you to play. Buti lang hindi basketball or another sport, but it's really just football.
yeah.
Yeah, age 5 is really early
Yeah,
to
very young.
to start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
young.
Hmm.
And then here, how old are you
Your
here?
yeah, yeah, good
Here
question.
in this photo, I think I was 13 or 14. That's when I entered Ateneo de Cebu, grade
Okay,
seven. I think. Yeah, that's grade seven, first year.
varsity. You were in the varsity of that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How was the tryouts there?
So before I even tried out for Ateneo, I went to a very small school called CLC, Cebu Learning Center. There was about, I think, maybe less than 100 students in the entire campus. So
Oh,
around maybe
small.
5 to 10 per class. Yeah, very small. And in my grade school days, I was still affiliated with Giuseppe Football Club up until I went into high school. I joined Ateneo. So yeah, it was a big culture shock for me as well because there were so many students and so many people trying out. And yeah, thankfully I got in.
Well, you weren't scared, naman. How was it? How was the first day of tryouts for you there? Any memorable incidents or
Uh,
Good
memories?
or bad,
Good or
all
bad?
can be memorable.
So I think it went well. To be honest, I don't remember much of that day. If I'll be honest.
The nerves got to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it
probably.
was it only Ateneo that you tried out for, or is there other schools that you
It was only
you
Ateneo
wanted?
actually.
Was only Ateneo.
Yeah.
How's their program ba? How's their football program there in Cebu?
Yeah, it's very good. Um, we had a Japanese coach throughout my high school playing days. His name was Coach Hayato. His assistant coach was Japanese as well, so we had a very unique system in Ateneo.
Mm-hmm.
Very high intensity, lots of running as well, and it was very different compared to other schools here.
And see, who were your
Did you
teammates
move
that play
for
in the
football? Oh,
professional
sorry.
leagues pa? Did
Sorry.
you have any teammates that played that are also currently playing in the PFL?
Kintaro Miyagi, actually, he was in Ateneo de Cebu as well. He was
Oh,
two
okay.
grades above me, so we weren't really close back then, but we knew of each other.
Ah,
Yeah.
dami pala taga Cebu na players, ano, klaro.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a good number of them. Yeah, they make their way to playing in Manila or you
Yeah.
name it. Mhm. Sorry. Can I clarify? Did you join? What leagues did you join? Was it like Sisafi, or
Oh yeah.
what other
So we
tournaments?
joined.
Can you educate us?
Yeah, we joined Sasafi. We were part of that tournament throughout my high school career. And we were also part of something called Sifra. It's like what is it called in Manila? It's where you represent basically your city, and then you go against
Ah,
other cities around your region.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think yeah we have that in Manila. I don't know if that's all of that. I might be mistaken if it leads to Palarong
Yeah,
Pambansa.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
a
the one, right?
regional, yeah. That's what I'm
That's the
That's
trying
the
to
one,
one.
right?
think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, where they pretty much get your school, and then you instead of
Yeah.
wearing your school jersey, you just represent your exact city.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
S- My
And then you
football
play in
playing
Palaro.
classmates, yeah, they disappear because they said, "Oh, they have palaro," and then they were explaining how it works. Yeah.
What's it? I'm
Um.
trying to remember how that tournament here. Anyway, I'll probably come back. I'll probably.
Yeah, I can get back. Yeah. About you transferring to Ateneo, were you recruited or you made that decision to move there to, let's say, get more exposure to play football?
So in my old school, in my grade school, CLC, they only had until grade six, so I had to move.
Ah, okay.
So that's how it happened.
Uh,
Small
so it
school
wasn't just
talaga. So
they
after.
plucked you out and then moved to Ateneo. It was more of
Yeah,
like you had no choice but to go to
I had no.
Ateneo. You had no choice. No choice.
No choice.
Yeah,
Okay. I
and you
believe
went straight. You went straight to high school, straight there, and then graduated.
Yeah,
Nice, nice. Got
after
up.
high school, you went to UP, but there's a picture somewhere here. I
mm,
think you're in a Kaya jersey. Do I have it?
yeah.
I have it somewhere. Yeah. Hold it. Let me put it right here. I'll try to look for it. But can you tell us? So you played for Kaya at what level? I believe that was the YFL or UFL
Yeah.
youth.
So that was in 2017. I played the under 17 category for Kaya.
Mhm.
That was in the summer, I think, when I flew over to Manila and I tried out. And I think someone reached out to me before summer regarding Kaya forming a U17 side, and I was interested. So me and my mom, we flew out to Manila. Um, yeah, and I met lots of, I think, familiar faces now. Can't really name a few. Ivan Awano was there as well from Cebu at the time, and we played for I think almost 2 months during the YFL season that year, and we finished as champions.
Mhm.
Oh,
Was that your
did you
first
find it?
experience playing out of Cebu or in
That was
Metro
my
Manila?
first. That was my first time actually playing out of Manila. I mean, out of Cebu. Sorry. And first time joining a professional club with proper facilities, proper coaching, goalkeeper coach, because I never really had a goalkeeper coach back in Cebu.
Okay. How was the transition, like the style of play from the one in you're used to in Cebu and then here in Manila?
Yeah, at first it was difficult for me, to be honest, to
Okay.
keep up, because the technical ability, I would say, was really advanced compared to where I was at the time.
There's
So
Ah, okay.
friction.
I had a lot of catching up to do.
Okay. Are you the one squatting,
The
no?
one wearing
Is that
gray
you?
on the right.
Keeper. Yeah. Don't forget.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, so some Kaya fans might bring this, huh? Bring this up. If ever you guys, I know you guys are playing
Nah.
them away this time because you guys hosted Kaya for this
Yeah,
Cebu's first home game. That was a
yeah,
crazy game.
that
Yeah,
was a
and you
crazy game.
started
Yeah,
that too. Yep.
yeah.
When was this? Again, when was this?
This was in 2017.
Wow.
2017. Been some time
Oh,
already. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
17.
been some time.
How old were you here?
But yeah, yeah.
I was 17 there. I was 17.
Wow. Still young, huh?
Oh, and
Still not
actually,
old enough to drink.
yeah,
Not yet.
speaking of
Not
that,
yet. Yeah.
I actually got to taste first team football for the first time, because
Here.
the goalkeepers had to train with the first team of Kaya. So I was able to go up against Ali Borromeo when they were still playing those big names, and that was a really big shock to me. The in terms of the gap, the
Yeah.
skill level. That was when I realized, wow, like this is a different level.
Yeah. I mean, those were the guys behind, like, let's say, the Miracle in Hanoi. So,
Exactly.
did you get starstruck in that sense? Just being with the big names? Or
Honestly,
just,
yes,
yeah.
I did, because they carried this aura with them, all the first team players. And
Mm.
at first, I felt very small. I was so scared, basically. And I remember we had this shooting drill towards the end of one session, and
Oh
I
my
couldn't save a
goodness.
single shot. And all these first team players were so angry at me. They're saying, "Oh, how come we can't save a single shot? What is this? What's that?" So
Oh
that was
wow.
my first taste of professional football.
Man,
Initiation.
that was your welcome. That was your
That
welcome to
was
the
your
big
welcome.
leagues moment
Yeah.
Yeah.
sa training. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yung initiation and then baptism, that baptism of fire for
Baptism.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Who are your
So
teammates
high
here?
school. Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, in this picture, the one in the bottom, you see bottom left, his name is
Yeah.
Anton. I think he's in Ateneo de Manila now. The one to his right, his name is Jeden. He goes to UP now, actually. He's a year younger than me.
Okay.
And the other keeper to my left, his name is Josh. I don't think he plays anymore.
And then the one to your right. I left the
Don't
one
to me,
that's looking away. Yeah.
his name is Orvi, I think. He plays for UST, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Nice. Then
Yeah,
after
that's
this, you
nice.
went.
People, want to
Sige, go,
carry
go.
on playing. To carry on playing.
Yeah.
They didn't stop after high school. They went to college, or in your case, you went to the pro ranks with Cebu.
Yeah.
Then
Claudia, you were
then
saying?
after this, you went back to Cebu.
Yeah, I went back to Cebu, and then I continued grade 11 and 12 before I graduated and moved to UP.
Now the move to UP, was that already a decision or recruited or tryout? Is that the school that you really wanted to study at or play?
So before I finished high school, grade 12, obviously I sent applications to different schools. And in my final game for Ateneo de Cebu, the UST coach actually flew over to watch the game. And
Okay.
he approached me after, saying that he was interested in bringing me over to UST. So that was my first offer that I received. I sent my application to Ateneo de Manila as well. obviously because I'm from Ateneo de Cebu, so I'd want to carry on that. And then actually UP was sort of a last minute thing.
Oh,
It's interesting because uh, it was almost towards the end of let's say enrollment, and I didn't agree to join UST yet, and the offer was
okay.
expiring in a way, and I said no to that, and I put all my cards on this on UP because Kintaro Miyagi basically was trying to persuade me, saying like, "Oh, you should come to UP. The culture here is different. We'll take you under our wing.
Wow.
We're a good team as well." So yeah, I basically I said no to UST, and then on the day of our tryouts with UP, there were over 200 people trying out. So you can
Two.
imagine how many players there were. And among the 200, I think we were like 15 goalkeepers trying out.
Oh gosh. Oh my god.
Yeah, we were a lot. So I made sure I had to perform well. I had to show. And thankfully that day I played very well. And yeah, from after that it was a straightforward forward process. I did my applications and I was in UP.
About UP, so Coach Anto didn't recruit you. You were a walk-in. Is that
Yes,
right?
basically I was
You were a walk-in.
yeah.
That's true.
Man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
And
you go.
Coach Anto, of course, I think he's a person behind that atmosphere in UP, the his modern approach to the game. Man, honestly, you'd pass off as a guy that coach tried to recruit, if you ask me. Yeah. So how was that being under the wing of Coach Anto? Because he's known for developing people. Since you got to
Yeah.
experience playing with him for at least a year or so.
Hmm. I'll be honest. Before even going to college, I wasn't updated with the football scene in Manila, coming from Cebu. So
Mm.
I never heard of Coach Anto and Coach Popoy. But up until I actually joined UP, that's when I realized, these two guys, these are very big names in the football community, and
Yeah.
to experience that firsthand was amazing. You could see how passionate they are about football, and what they bring to the table is honestly something I've never seen, especially with Coach Anto. His mind is always fixed with football, even when you're off the field, when you're having lunch with him. He'll speak about your weaknesses, your strengths, how you can improve. And I think it was that moment when I realized, UP is really something else. Thanks to these two coaches.
Yeah. But
Are you still
what
taking
was
up
it?
your studies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
At the moment, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not attached to any schools.
okay, so you're just really full time with Cebu and working with your family, which is something we'll get to later, right, Claudia?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got something.
No, no. What do you think stood out to Coach Anto and Coach Popoy when you went for the tryouts? And he had 15 goalkeepers and 200 other players. What do you think stood out? What did you do?
Honestly, you as an athlete, you have those days where everything just clicks for you. And thankfully, it was that day for me during the tryouts. Everything just
Uh,
clicked.
Mhm.
I pulled off some good saves. Thankfully I made no mistakes. What else? I had a good backline, to be fair, because we had like a scrimmage basically against the UP Team B at the
mhm.
time. Then R11 was a bunch of people trying out, so we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my backline also helped me in that sense. So everything just clicked, and I performed well in front of them.
Those backlines are they part of the team? Were they chosen?
That's a good question,
It's a good question. I'm trying to look back at it now.
huh?
Were they
I think
chosen?
one of them, my batchmate, his name is Maki
Okay.
Tobias. He's from FEU High School. He's there now still.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Did you ever ask Coach Anto, Coach, ba't mo ako pinili? Why me?
Out of 15.
Out of 15. For sure he'll
Honestly,
answer that.
Honestly, I never got to ask him that.
Di ba? Why me? Ano overwhelming 200. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how was the feeling after being picked?
So the deliberation period was quite long. Like I said, it was close to the ending of enrollment.
Mm.
So the way they gave out the scholarships, they wouldn't send it all simultaneously, like all at the same time, to all the people who tried out. And for some reason, I was one of the last players to receive that scholarship, that call.
Ooh.
So I was so nervous for the past week because I could see other people already got the scholarship, and I was waiting. I kept refreshing my phone, checking my email. Thankfully, it arrived just in time.
Yeah, you know that what you're doing? You're waiting for a text. You're like this all
Yeah,
day. That's the way.
yeah.
There you
Killing the refresh button.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just to clarify, everyone in the team is under a scholarship. Is that
Yeah.
right? Given
It's
that you were.
under. It's called the VAS program, if I'm not mistaken. It's a new program, I think, given by the College of Human Kinetics, basically under the sports program, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Of course, UAP is competitive. So it's really a matter of,
Oh
not
gosh,
really a
yeah.
matter, but yeah, teams really use scholarships as their leverage, of course, for
Mhm.
obvious reasons. I mean,
Oh
you're
gosh,
getting a
yeah.
reward for your athletic ability. And then, so I believe you said you were gonna suit up UAAP, and this was the season that was literally cut by the pandemic, right? I think you
Yeah,
guys had one
so
game, but you didn't make an appearance. But is that how it went? Then Cebu FC.
so the timeline was I was in UP for over 2 years, and yeah, the first year being physical classes before the pandemic. We actually played one tournament. I forgot the name. It's the photo you have of me holding the trophy with my UP teammates.
Can try to
Um,
look for it
that
here.
was that was my first tournament with the UP, which we won.
All right.
And after that tournament, uh, we went back to training. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Then
This is where?
UAP started. Sorry,
Where was this? This is in UP, no?
this was in Iloilo actually. This tournament. It's called Uni
Oh,
Games.
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the
Uni
one.
Games.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know that's it. Yeah.
I was thinking
Wow,
of
that's
Ang
still
Liga.
alive.
Yeah.
Uni
So yeah,
games. Oh
So
speaking
my
of
Uni
Anliga
Games.
as
goodness.
well, yeah, I
Yeah.
played with the team B in my first year for Anliga
Okay.
with UP, and then we joined this Uni Games, which we won. Then we went back, we prepared for the UAP, but then we only played one game. Then the season was cut short because of the pandemic. Then I flew back to
Oh,
Cebu. Yeah.
oh that.
Then from there, yeah, I still went to online school for nearly a year. I almost finished my second year. I think we were in the second semester already. And then I got news that Mr. Tassi was forming a football club. Because even way before I moved to UP, he had a little club called Leylam FC. And
Mm-hmm.
we'd come up against them as a scrimmage match against Ateneo de Cebu High School. So I knew of him and he knew of me. Then I got word about him forming a new club, and he invited me to their new facility at the time to just have training sessions with them. We had no coach yet, so it was all just very early days, and this was still in the middle of the pandemic. So um, I was really focused on being able to train physically because there was a long period where athletes could not leave their homes and just wanted to play football. So I took that opportunity as soon as I could. Then I think it took nearly 3 or 4 months before it started taking pace. Things started rolling. It got more serious. Coach Bing came in. Then, yeah, I was offered a contract to go pro. And at the time, it was a very difficult situation for me because I was still in UP. I had my obligations with them. Um, So it prolonged. Basically, it took me 3 or 4 months to actually decide. I had to weigh out all the pros and cons. I spoke to profs in UP, asking for advice. I spoke to Coach Anto, obviously, and Coach Popoy, and they were super supportive about it. To be fair with them, they told me if that's what I want, then they'll support me 100%. So yeah, after that, I made my decision. I said bye to the boys in UP, which is very emotional. Then yeah, I signed my
For
contract
sure.
with school. Yeah. Then from there, everything just took off.
And then you just
The
say, "Oh, I'm
pandemic
going
really,
home."
no? Yeah.
No, it's not.
I'm
It's coming home, and it's I'm going home. It's I'm going home for you. Okay. No, because that's tough. Because the moment you
yeah.
turn pro, you can't go back to UAAP.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the rule.
Uh,
Yeah.
like I said, it took me 3 or 4 months to decide because I'd be letting go of so much,
Mm.
but in return, there's this opportunity to go pro. It's a gateway for me at such a young age, and it's here in Cebu.
Yes.
So I took that chance basically.
What were you studying in UP?
I was studying sports science.
Okay. You could
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
still
Okay.
continue that and do online, no?
I could, but not in UP. Nothing related to UAP or no UAP affiliated schools because I've turned pro.
Yeah, but,
I could enroll though. I could enroll as a
Yeah.
regular student.
as a student, right? You could,
Yeah,
yeah, but not as a student athlete because you
yeah,
already turned pro. Oh
yeah,
wow, that's a
Yeah. Some
huge
guys do that.
decision, no? Yeah, some guys do that. Yeah, that's a huge. The pandemic really just altered a lot of people's sports careers, no?
exactly.
Yeah.
True.
Imagine
True.
if the pandemic didn't happen, you'd be playing.
Yeah, I'd be playing with you
Of
with UP still.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I
Well,
can say you
good
played your
signing though.
cards well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how they go? Cebu took part in two copas right before
Yes.
PFL, right? But
Yes.
am I right? Your first appearance though with Cebu was already in the league in PFL at home, or am I mistaken?
Um, my debut was in the second Copa, the second one we joined in the
Mm.
game for third place because we lost the semis. So my debut was actually in the Copa against Stallions.
Okay, and then I think this is where people started going. Cebu Stallion is, let's call it, a rivalry because their games are
Yeah,
always crazy.
it's
Yeah,
feisty. It's feisty at
And
times.
physical.
yeah,
Yeah.
Physical. Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't know. I've gotten to speak with like the guys who run teams. Of course, the owners. There's the Nierases and Alquiros for Stallion, and then there's Mr. Tasi for Cebu. And he was actually saying that they do keep in touch and just try to help each other out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see the rivalry in a different way. It's two families. Their families who are just so passionate about the game. Yeah,
Yes.
and it just manifested the rivalry. I want to
Mhm.
see Stallion play against Cebu in Cebu. That's what I'm
In
looking
Cebu.
forward to.
Ooh.
Yeah, I hope that can. I hope that will be able to take place soon. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah. So, how's the whole pro football life? Do you tell yourself, "Oh no, I got to nail this cuz I can't go back to UAAP."
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so far it's been honestly I've enjoyed every second because the level is just really different. You're being exposed to people who, in some ways, it's their livelihood. So they're super passionate about it, and it really opens your eyes because in return, you get people that work really, really hard in the field. And yeah, there's still time for little jokes here and there during training, but the main goal is always to improve every day. And I noticed that from the very beginning. As soon as I signed pro, um, the level was just really, really, really different. And um, I guess in terms of development, um, I'm lucky to be surrounded by like the likes of Ace Villanueva, for example, who's my
Yeah.
UP senior. It's nice that he took me under his wing and really showed me, how it's like to be in the pro levels. He's been in the scene for quite some time now with Kaya, and even clubs before that. So yeah, I'm trying to enjoy every second, but also I'm trying to improve.
Mm-hmm. Claudia, anything, or
No,
we can
yeah, I was just
carry
gonna
on
say
to
because
the.
it's pretty difficult for someone who flew in from Cebu, goes to Manila, wanted to play college football, couldn't because of the pandemic, and then there is a big leap from amateur or collegiate games, and then big leap to professional. How was that mentally for you? I mean, physically, of course, you could grow into your body, you lift weights and all that, do the sprints, being helped by your brothers on the field. But mentally, how did that work?
So mentally, it was actually very difficult. Even going into UP, going into the UAAP level,
Yeah.
I was super nervous because I come from Cebu. Football is big here, but it isn't arguably as big as it is in Manila, or in terms
Mm,
of level. Manila was a
mhm.
big step up for me, and
Right.
even just I remember my first game for UP. It was in Rizal, right? And you could
Yeah.
see, people supporting. Even at that level, I was quite nervous already, even though I was sitting in the bench. How much more playing? So when I turned pro, that nervousness increased, and in a way, I remember just sitting on the bench during the first season of Copa, and I was
Mm.
always so nervous for every game, even though I wasn't playing. So yeah, it took me a while to adjust. You could tell in training sometimes, I'd be quite jittery, but eventually I found my feet and I learned to control my emotions.
Oh, really? Huh? Are
Yeah,
are you the emotional type to I wanna, you know,
yeah.
get
I think
into it, or are you?
I wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes,
There you go.
especially in
That's
yeah.
goalkeepers. I think I could say they do wear their hearts on their sleeves. Huh? A lot, actually, a lot of athletes do. No, yeah, galing. So mentally, that
Yeah.
did you, like speak to your parents about it? Did you struggle talaga? Did you were you homesick in Cebu? In Manila.
Um, Actually, what I did to help myself was, I'd watch lots of podcasts
Hmm.
on Spotify about football, basically, like the mental side of it. There are plenty of podcasts you could watch, also on YouTube, especially in the goalkeeping department. So I'd watch that. I try to listen to the perspective of these really high level athletes in Europe. To see how they managed, and I use that in my favor. And yeah, that helped me a lot. And especially with the likes of Ace, the UP
Yeah.
boys, they really made me feel at ease. They took me under their wing. They're always asking how I was, how I'm doing. Yeah, so super thankful for them.
And you have a good owner. I mean, he has his own field, right? He has
Yeah,
his own facility,
yeah.
and
Mr.
I think
Tassi,
from yeah,
he's very
and
passionate about football.
and he watches the
Yeah.
game. He
He's even in training, right?
he's even training. Yeah,
He's,
no,
Who was it who was
he's
saying he goes to training? Yeah.
He's
CJB,
there, pretty
CJB
much every day watching. Yeah,
Berlong. I
Yeah.
think it
I can
was
say
JB
to JB, it
Berlong
was
that said that.
JB. Yeah, because
Yeah, it
JB
was
is
JB.
guested also late last
Yeah.
year, right?
Yes,
Yeah. And
he said that.
when I was lucky to, I don't know, cover the Cebu UCFC game, and Mr. Tassi was really hands on along with his
Yeah,
wife and kids,
yes,
setting up and all that.
very.
And when I came in, it's like I really felt that. You know, it was great
Mhm.
hospitality. It's a nice venue. It's new. It's new, and I forgot the word for it, but it's an intimate place. I think that was the upside that I enjoyed being at the home stadium of Cebu. Yeah, and he made sure we all ate because of course
Yes,
Cebu
Leyland.
FC. Yeah, they also have their Leyland, diba?
Yeah.
Right. So I think two things we can say now, Jack, that have really been able to put you under the limelight is you're a homegrown Cebu boy, and then you played in the home games, and you guys are still unbeaten. And how was this whole experience?
So for the home games in particular, at the beginning I had no idea that I'd be starting these home games. So to be given that opportunity, obviously it's a real honor to host the home games, and as a Cebuano myself, to play in those games, like our game against Kaya, for example, that was my first time against one of the very top clubs here in the Philippines. So massive pressure on my shoulders at that time. And I remember how nervous I was, but in a good way before the game. I was super excited to get out there and, finally play at home in front of the Cebu fans against Kaya out of all teams.
Truth, truth. And then that
Kaya
UCFC
pa.
game was nuts. The UCFC
Yeah.
game was like a week later, and that was crazy. The Cebu crowd really gave the home crowd advantage to them. That was an interactive game, I could say, and glad to have seen it in person. Yeah, this is where
Yeah.
you see the passion though of Cebu fans. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is different. Yeah, like I got to see it in an ASCOS game. It was Ask the Philippines versus Malaysia. They played in Abeliana,
Mm,
and it was just a friendly, and it was like a championship atmosphere. So it was nice to be able to replicate that again and seeing this time a Cebuano team compete. And about your games at home, see Pat Mendoza, a friend of the show, sent a question. He sent it in advance because I think he couldn't make it live. He said to Jack, "Salamat sa priceless reaction mo after the Stallion Kaya match in the PFL live stream." Pat claims that he's the one who commented that you were saved by your best friend, the goalpost. He said thank you.
Oh
And then
my
he said, "Good
goodness.
luck with the second round of PFL." I believe though they hit the woodwork and it played to your advantage against Kaya. I think that's why he said that. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
He's
No. No. I remember it. Yeah. 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 I think I remember that.
yeah, Pat just wanted to wish you well, and he is a big Philippine football fan. Yeah, he
Nice.
sent it a
Oh
comment right
yeah,
here
huge.
on the post. Right. So I think we got to talk about the preparations for the second half of PF PFL when we started the chat, and we got to go and stitch out the conversation together, and we carry on. What is what is Jack Zambrano up to off the pitch? We believe you're a multi-talented guy. You have some things to enjoy away from football. Could you tell us about that?
So off the field, I work for my family business. We have a restaurant called Pukot Kitchen in Cebu, and it's called Pukot Kitchen because in our native dialect here, Pukot means net, like a fish net, and we're based inside the Flying Fish Hostel. So we want to catch the customers, basically. Hence the name Pukot Kitchen. And yeah, in the day before training, because my trainings are in the afternoon. In the mornings, I work. I work there. I oversee operations. So I'm hands on with the restaurant. Sometimes I'm behind the bar making drinks if I need to. So I'm there usually in the morning, maybe around 9:30, 10 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m. before training. So that's my daily schedule. I work with my family. I train with Cebu in the evening, come home, and then do that cycle again, basically.
Mhm. So if
That's
people
your
want to do a
routine.
meet and greet, they can go over to Pukot Kitchen, meet Jack,
Yeah.
have him serve a drink for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
organic marketing.
So is it like a seafood place? I'm curious because I
Yeah,
like
what's the theme?
one day
What's the
I might be
gimmick?
able to visit. Yeah.
It's mixed fusion basically. We have a bit of everything. We have seafood, obviously. We have pizza, we have pasta, we have burgers, we have chicken wings, a bit of everything,
Wow, yeah,
honestly.
okay. Everything.
Yeah,
Your teammates go visit you and support you?
yeah, sometimes they come over. Sometimes we have meals together, and sometimes the Tassi brothers, they love our Portuguese custard tarts, so they like to order a lot, and I bring it to training. Yeah.
Hindi libre, ah. They have to pay for it.
No, they have to pay, of course. They have to
Yeah, there you
pay.
go. It has to be. They have to pay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Diba?
think that's
Support.
Barish and
Support.
Evren, the brothers,
Yes.
if I recall
Yes.
correctly. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the two bros of Cebu. Okay, so that's the dynamic. How about, let's say, you're bartending or whichever you love in the kitchen? Do you alter the recipe and try to do your own thing, or are you still that guy who's learning the ropes, going by the book?
Typically, I'd go by the book, but there are some instances where a customer will ask for a special drink off the menu. Then that's when I try to make my own drink. I
Mhm.
take some recipes from the book and I add like a few twists. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there are
Mhm.
some
Your
instances
research
where
and
I do that.
development. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Turkish boys in Cebu, Mert and Arda, would ask for that, but they were saying they don't drink soft drinks. I think they only reach soda water.
Yeah,
They're
they
so
don't. They don't.
disciplined. Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. Props. How's it
Yeah.
though? Sorry, medyo off topic. The Turkish boys, Arda and Mert. How did they help you raise your game? They're both attacking
Yes.
players. You're a keeper, and they're great personalities, right? They give good laughs away from football.
Yeah, on the field, their ability, it's evident. They're super
Mhm.
gifted. Um, Arda is a big guy, very physical guy, and is as a goalkeeper, I went up against him every single day. Um, he's just a really powerful guy. So much power behind those boots. Every time he shoots, it's like you feel like you're gonna break your hands as a keeper. He shoots so strong, and his aerial ability as well. His movement is good. Everything. And with Mert, he loves to carry the ball. I think that's pretty evident as well. Um, he has good ball retention. Shooting at range is very good. His vision is very good as well. But then, yeah, off the field, these two guys are very lovely to be with. I had the opportunities to spend some time with them while they were here, especially with Arda now that he's moved to a new club, as you
Yeah,
guys probably know. Um, yeah, very lovely guys on and off the field.
yeah. It was fun getting to chat with them and all that. But about your
Yeah.
restaurant, do you have plans to expand, or what's in store for you guys, or are you just enjoying yourselves, focusing on that one, let's say, one branch, and giving it all that family love, that
Mm.
setup you guys go with?
So besides the restaurant, we occasionally do pop-ups in. Um, I think there's a place called Rockwell here. We do some pop-ups there for our little mini tarts and our best-selling dishes in the restaurant. We also do pop-ups in Marco Polo Hotel every weekend, and we're also working on a new restaurant, still Pukot, but in a place called the Vibo, which is quite far from our restaurant now, and that will focus on having somewhat of a nightlife because we can't have that here in my restaurant with what we have now because we're based inside a subdivision, so we can't open too late. We can't have too much
Oh, okay.
noise. Yeah. So the new one will focus, um, somewhat of a nightlife. Open a bit later, 2 3 a.m. Serve some drinks there. Yeah.
That's where the
Mm.
research and development will come in handy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claudia, you're familiar with that industry yourself, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I ran a cafe, and above us was also a bar. So whenever they had research and development in their
Mm.
drinks, or even in,
Okay.
in our in our in our uh, in our cafe, I would always, my baristas would always do the research and development. I would taste it. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very fun process actually.
it does, huh? Yeah, it's different. Like you have to add this much of coffee with this much of milk, and you put chocolate. It's fun. It's fun.
It's marginal. It's very marginal.
Very marginal, and you have to have the right measurement. Yeah, it's great. So how do you get to balance your life with working in the morning and then playing, having games, and then I'm sure you're spending time with your siblings and your other hobbies.
So thankfully, working in the family business, I get to make my own schedule at times,
Mm,
and that helps me in that helps me with football especially. So before I used to work the evening shifts in my restaurant, so I'd end late. So I can't do that anymore because of football. So I moved to the morning shift where I work maybe 4 or 5 hours in a day before training. So it isn't too difficult. It isn't too exhausting in that sense,
right.
which is good for me because I have enough energy to train every day. And yeah, that's the advantage of having a family business, I guess, and working for it. You get to make your own schedule.
Oh
Does
yeah.
that include you taking a cup of coffee after your make your own cup of coffee after your shift for training?
I always make sure to get a cup of coffee before I leave for training. Always.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
That's your energy drink, right? Imagine
Yeah.
you have your 4 hour 5 hour shift, then you play football. Wow, right? What a life. Yeah, then you get to play against your idols. Who were your idols growing up, pala?
Yeah. Or the guys you
Locally,
model
locally,
your game. Yeah.
Yeah, local, and then international.
locally, as a goalkeeper, I mean, I looked up to obviously Neil Etheridge, Patrick Dato. Those guys made it big abroad.
Mm.
Um, I remember I used to watch their highlights before when I was a bit younger.
Mm.
Um, and internationally, I'd have to go for Allison from Liverpool because I'm a big Liverpool fan myself, and you know,
Ooh.
Allison being the top keepers as well, very modern, good with his
Yeah.
feet, makes saving look really easy when I know it isn't. So yeah, I want to play off of him.
Liverpool, where are you guys standing now in the EPL?
I
That's a
don't know,
bad
but
time.
I
you'll
just
never
wanted
walk
to just
alone.
yeah. No,
I think we're
because
ninth at the moment.
yeah, yeah, because I want to just brag where my team is. We're number
What team
Arsenal.
one.
is? Oh,
Yeah.
you're
We're number
Arsenal.
one.
Oh, just
Yes,
Arsenal.
I'm an
Yeah.
Arsenal
I'm for
fan.
I'm for Arsenal this year.
Okay, good. Yeah, they're crazy how Arteta changed that team
Yeah,
from last year.
and also because of Ramsdale, the goalkeeper. He's a
Oh,
very very young keeper as well.
yes,
Very good keeper.
he played US. No, was he? He was in the US team. Did he?
I
Wait,
think
This is
Ramsdale.
he
yeah, the
represents.
US keeper. Sorry,
Yeah,
Oh,
the
the
that
US.
US
Yeah.
keeper's from Arsenal.
No, no.
that's
There is a
Matt
US
Turner.
keeper farmer.
That's Matt Turner. Yeah, that's Matt Turner.
Oh,
It's a
there you
different
go.
keeper.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah. Makes him
but both of them are
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So
they're
we
both
have
very good.
yeah, and Arsenal normally is always having good keepers. Huh?
Mm.
David Seaman. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if you know him. Peter
yeah, of
Sheck.
course, of course.
I
Yeah,
know about
right.
him from
So,
Enrique. We talk about him in school. Yeah.
who? David Seaman. Yeah,
David Seaman.
Peter
Yeah.
Sheck.
Well, Claudia,
Yeah.
when did Arsenal last win though?
Oh gosh, the Invincibles. Ah,
Red Jack, Red Jack.
2000,
Yeah,
2000.
right,
Red
right.
Jack, there you go. I saved it.
That's
I
always the
saved it.
argument. When did you last win? But
It's
that's the
always yeah,
past.
yeah.
We're always talking about the present, right?
Let's see
But
if they'll win.
yeah, it was in 2000. It was called the Invincibles when
Yeah,
we did not
Tagal.
win. We did not lose, and no other
2002.
team.
Yeah, 2002.
2000 team. No other. You just dug your grave, Claro. No other team in the EPL has ever done that. Lose. They
but
haven't lost.
but it
Like
was a
I
long
think.
time ago.
Somebody
But it
please
was a
correct
long
me if
time
I'm.
ago.
Yeah. Right.
If I'm
That's
not
how we feel.
mistaken, they had so many draws. If I'm not mistaken.
In the Invincibles.
Yeah, they drew a lot
Yeah.
of games.
But that team that was strong. You got Thierry
Yeah.
Henry, Sol Campbell, uh,
Yeah,
my favorite Dennis Bergkamp,
Dennis Bergkamp. Yeah,
Villa, Vieira, Patrick Vieira
yeah,
was there. Yeah. Yeah. So
I
that was
dug it up.
yeah.
I'm not here to ano. I dug it up. That's 12 draws. And
yeah.
honestly, if you can avoid all your losses and convert them to draws, that's very decent in the league format. In a
Oh
Yeah,
long
gosh,
league
yeah.
format. Yeah, yeah. I will say for that. Yeah. Fair play for
But I
that.
think they're runaway winners. They're too far. We're too far. I hope I don't
Nah.
jinx it. But we're too far. Well, you
Sorry,
guys are
naka-record
far.
to. Naka-record
I
to. Oh,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know. City is the
Naka-record
closest
to.
one, and we won against Manchester United in a really crazy match. Though, did you watch
Oh, yeah.
that? Do you watch the EPL? Jay?
yeah. I think I'm pretty into European football, so I'd like to say I know my stuff in terms of Premier League, La Liga, uh,
Nice.
Serie A.
Yeah. So Liverpool and then La Liga is who's your team? Ako ba either Barcelona, Real Madrid lang yan.
Mm, I don't outside of Liverpool. I don't support anyone else, but uh, yeah, I'm a true fan, so I don't bandwagon with any other team.
You'll never
Okay,
walk
good.
alone.
Yeah.
You'll
I
never
had the
walk
No,
chance
alone.
to
there were
watch them as well in Singapore, which was very
oh
nice before the season started.
Yeah, tell us
really?
about that. Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
posted a
Yeah, I,
picture.
I got this jersey in Singapore when I watched them.
Oh
Nice,
wow.
nice.
Yeah, I got to see Allison, which is very nice.
Your idol.
How was it? You had to fly all the way there. Unlike, let's say, a Singaporean football fan will just, oh, I get a ticket. It's right next door. You flew all the way there, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, we
how was
looked
that?
at it as they flew to Singapore, which is so close to us. We took that chance, that opportunity to fly to watch the preseason. Unfortunately, Allison was injured when we were there, so I didn't get to see him play, but I saw him.
He's still with the squad traveling.
Yeah, he was still there
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah, normal. What's nice for those preseason friendlies, they bring pretty much the first 11 since it's
Yeah,
all with the marketing, stuff like that.
mm,
Yeah.
exactly.
'Cause I know, I
Who
think
did they
every
play?
year they normally have something like that. They bring in the big teams. Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Who
Yeah.
would they play? Yeah, Claudia was
Yeah, who did they
asking, I
play?
believe.
Crystal Palace.
Oh wow.
Should have. Wait, who won that game? Liverpool won, right?
Liverpool.
Liverpool won
Okay,
2-0,
perfect.
I think. Yeah,
Perfect.
Salah scored.
Oh, okay.
Salah. Wow. So you got to you got to watch Salah. Wow.
You
That
can
guy's
say
a
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
magician. Also, these guys
Yeah.
combined.
Too bad wala siya last World Cup. Mo.
Yeah.
Mo Salah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
2018, he was there. He was there.
Mm,
He was making his opponents cry.
Oh
yeah.
goodness. Yeah, he was. He
Hmm.
was. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get to watch the World Cup? Of course. That's a silly question, but
Of
Um,
course.
if you were, who are you
yeah,
supporting?
actually, I was supporting England.
Oh. Oh.
It's coming
Yeah.
home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the kick.
we took over this dance studio and we opened up a little World Cup session.
Oh,
So we did that for like a month and a half in this dance studio where we just we projected the World Cup. We bought the
mm.
we went to Sky Cable basically, and then we asked how much it would cost to film it. So yeah, we did that. We served drinks and a little bit of pika pika food on the side, and yeah, it was pretty successful. Towards the end of the
Yeah.
campaign, more people started to come in.
And then, but the finals game for me was just crazy. I think one of the best I've seen, if not the best
Yeah, yeah.
finals.
I think
Yeah,
for me as well, one of the best games I've ever seen.
yeah. It was just score, long, but really like, exciting, long
Because
job
we
of
thought it
scores,
was
and then
over.
score.
We thought
Yeah,
it was
you know, it was
over,
over.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Then and I had a friend that was there with me. Oh, I'm gonna go home after the after the final whistle. But then like score, bang, bang. Mbappe
Yeah,
scored two. Okay, I'm not going home. I'm watching this.
We could feel the tension, right? Wherever you were, especially if you were in a public viewing.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was some experience, and I'm glad I didn't watch it in the house.
Oh, you'll be so
Yeah,
bored by
I'm
yourself,
glad I
right?
didn't watch it in the house. Yeah, that was some crazy experience. Maybe a lot of people would be cursing out at it if Messi lost,
Okay.
but
yeah,
I can say everyone enjoyed it because Messi got the ending, except
yeah,
it got really scary. It got to the
yeah.
point where it was dangerously gonna slip, and Mbappe doing his thing. Yeah.
Crazy guy.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
France did it with a super depleted squad, I know, relative to 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
that's
guess
right.
that's just a testament to their program, like
Mm,
producing all of these players.
mm.
Yep.
And the keeper of Argentina, he did a really amazing save against Mbappe's shot that could have gone
Martinez.
in and sealed. Yeah, more and he could have sealed that game, huh? Where he
Mm.
stretched, and it's a meme. He stretched out his leg, and it
Yeah, honestly,
and
one of
then
the best saves in the World Cup has to
that
be.
save, no? Yeah,
Yeah.
that save. In fact, going back to speaking about the World Cup, there were a lot of good keepers that you know
Mm.
popped up. Right?
Yeah, speaking about that, you had smaller nations, and then with their keepers just suddenly having games of their lives against these
Yeah.
big nations. It's nice to see. The keeper of Japan, I don't know his name, but he played so well when they beat Germany. The keeper of Croatia, the young guy, he
Yeah,
had a tournament. You had Martinez. So
Morocco,
many Yeah,
Bono,
Morocco with
Bono. Yeah,
Bono. Yeah, Bono.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
They're
Like
supposed to have, I think, Ochoa, the Mexican keeper, who shows up every World Cup only, but he didn't
Yes,
show
yeah,
up.
yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
The memes hyped it, maybe it cursed it, right?
Yeah,
Because he made all the he gave us meme caliber
yeah,
stuff with the way he
yeah,
played, right? As you guys
yeah.
know.
yeah.
Yeah. Even
Yeah,
Tim Howard
it was a
back in
good.
his time,
Yeah, it
right?
was a keepers World Cup. It was a way of a
Yeah.
keep because that there were so many good keepers that popped up.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Non perfect,
And
in for context, because Jack's a goalkeeper, right? And because the role of a goalkeeper is so magnified, right?
yeah,
You don't always
yes,
have to run. They'll be waiting, but when you have to
Yeah.
work, you are under that microscope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One mistake could cost you everything, as a
exactly,
goalkeeper. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, hands down.
oh
And
god,
we've seen you be put in situations like that also.
Yeah.
So
Few
oh
times.
goodness, yeah,
nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
It can be nerve wracking. Yeah.
yeah.
So I
As
think let's get
yeah,
to it, Claudia. No,
wait,
the
I have one
beginning
more. I have one
of the
more.
end.
Wait, I have one more.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one more. One more question. You said one mistake, for the goalkeeper changes the game. How do you overcome that mistake?
If it happens, or if it has
If
happened
it
in your
happens,
career.
it has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched this video one time on YouTube regarding that exact same question, and there's some moments as a goalkeeper where mistakes are bound to happen. You can't be perfect always, and I think it's about clearing your mind after that one mistake or that one fumble or that one bad catch or bad save,
Mm,
because you have the rest of the game to look forward to, and you can't afford you know, to have that linger in your head throughout the game. That'll
right.
put you off, I guess, in a way. So I guess moving on as quick as possible is the best advice I can possibly give in that sense.
Yeah. So good. There's this show that I advocate for people to watch. It's called Ted Lasso.
Ted, I keep
Ted
forgetting to
Lasso.
watch that.
It's
Me too. I
amazing,
keep forgetting.
and oh, you guys should watch it. And he has a
Two of
line. He
three.
has a
Two
line.
of three.
Yeah, it's you should watch it really. Um, there's a line there says, "Have a memory of a goldfish." Yeah, and I'll let you guys watch it so you understand what
Okay.
the line means, and
Sige. Well, I
it
think
has
I
a
get where
lot of
you're coming. I
valuable
get where you're
life
coming from.
lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the memory of a
Yeah.
goldfish.
Hmm. After Jack's
So
advice, I was gonna say, ano, insert lyrics from "You'll Never Walk Alone," just
that's
the
true.
Liverpool
Also,
song. Yeah, diba?
it's true.
Yeah, but we might tick off non-Liverpool fans who are watching the stream. So we will carry on to the beginning of the end questions for you, Jack. I can start first, and then Claudia, you'll cap it off with your question, the third one. So 5 years from now, what do you see yourself doing, Jack Zambrano?
It's a good question. Obviously, I'm still a young keeper. I'm only 22. Um, there's so many opportunities for me later in the future. They'll present itself. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing now, keep working, and honestly, in 5 years, anything can happen. I want to enjoy the present right now. I want
Mhm.
to make the most of it. I'll do my best and see where that takes me. Hopefully, I'm in a successful position in terms of football. Hopefully, I make the national team one day because I've never represented in any level. So that's one goal that I want to achieve um, down the road. Yeah, but beyond that, I just want to keep working hard and see where it takes me.
All right. And second would be, let's look for that photo of you as a kid.
There,
So we go back in time. If you know the movie Back to the Future, you ride the DeLorean.
the Dorian.
What are you gonna say to this version of Jack
Aww.
Zambrano, the you today? What are you
Yeah,
gonna say? Oh, hey, you're gonna have a restaurant like this.
yeah.
What will you say though? Yeah.
Honestly, I'd say we made it to the pro level. Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's one
nice.
good thing. Yeah. We're still a goalkeeper, thankfully. We've been playing well in
Nice.
some ways, and yeah, it's pretty much all I can say at the moment. To be honest,
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Sorry, did we? You asked Claudia a while ago, right? How old are you here in this picture?
I think I was 5 there, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so that's the 5-year-old Jack Zambrano. Okay,
yeah.
Mm.
Loving the
Claudia, on to
hair
you.
there,
Yeah, this is the Justin Bieber
the
hair.
Justin
Was
Bieber
that the
look.
time?
Yeah,
Uso ba
yeah.
Bieber
That's the
ngayon or
Zac Efron.
Zac
Zac
Efron. Oh
Efron?
my God, the Zac
High
High
School
Efron.
School
Musical. High School
Musical. High
Musical.
School Musical. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Um, of course, after you play pro, after you retired from football, once you hopefully you get into the national team, what kind of legacy that you want to leave, especially in Cebu, regarding your football career?
Mm. Honestly, by the time I'm retired or I'm done playing, I hope that I'm able to show goalkeepers in Cebu in particular that we can make it at that level because there aren't that many goalkeeper coaches here, especially when I was younger. Now there are a lot more, thankfully. Um, yeah, I want to be able to inspire the younger generation coming up. Hopefully they go through the youth academies of Cebu Football Club that that's offered on the table. Hopefully they make that step, building up to the first team. And yeah, that's it basically. I want to see Cebu goalkeepers represent clubs even outside of the Philippines. Hopefully one day
Nice,
that'll make me really happy.
cool.
Nice. We'll get to the shout outs part, of course, before we get to our special segment. It's not going to be a draft, guys. It will be Jack Cebu travel guide. But first, let's not forget, Jack, we want to give you the floor to say hello to your
Okay.
family, friends, relatives, or thank yous. Say hello to your fan
Mm.
club if you have one in Cebu or even Manila. We will find out if
Okay.
you have one. So the floor is yours. You can promote your restaurant too right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
uh, earlier in training, Gadia told me, he needs a shout out. So shout out to Gadia, the UP boys, the Cebu football team. Thank you guys for having my back always. Shout out to my mom who's probably watching this on Facebook. I think, hi mom. My kuya also. Hopefully my sisters are watching. I don't know. Um, yeah, if there are any Cebu Football Club supporters, shout out to you guys. Thank you for supporting us. We hope that you can continue supporting us for upcoming games. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's been there for me since day one. You guys have helped me throughout a lot in my football career, and I hope I make you guys proud. That's all.
All
Woohoo!
right. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. It's not a draft. We're chilling this episode. We are in Cebu for this episode, right? So we will get Jack's Cebu travel guide. 5 best things to do when visiting Cebu. And then if you go, oh no, I forgot something, you add it to honorable mention if you want. So the floor is yours. What would it be? Would
This
number
is
one
in
be
no
go?
particular order.
Um,
I'd say
Sige, game.
uh, number one obviously has to be my restaurant. You guys have to visit it. It's a must. Pukot Kitchen.
This is spelling.
Yes,
Is that right?
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm,
Obviously.
another another thing you could possibly do. I enjoy going to the mountains here. There are lots of beautiful scenery in Cebu, so
Mhm.
going to the mountains, I'd say,
Hiking.
is another. Yeah, hiking. Yeah, you could say
Yeah.
that. There's lots of hiking spots here. Definitely island hopping. Cebu's known for that.
So that goes
The
to number three.
beach, the
Yeah.
Yeah,
beaches.
yeah. Island hopping and the beaches here are amazing.
Yes.
Another one would be the whale sharks
Oops.
down in Oslo.
Oh yeah.
Whale
That
shark
is
watching.
your mascot, right? For
Yeah, whale
Cebu.
shark.
Yeah.
That-
The gentle giants. So what do we call it? Whale shark swimming?
Whale shark
Is there
watching. Yeah, whale shark
watching?
watching, I guess. Yeah,
Okay. The butanding, right?
yeah,
you have to wake
yeah.
up like 4:30 in the morning to go out in the morning, right? To see them.
Yeah, it's quite far as well.
Yeah.
No, the cheat there is you don't sleep, and then you go to the car already.
No, but then
So you're
when you're in the boat and then you sleep, you'll miss out on the way.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
but
So
when you mean that's true, that's true. When you mean whale shark watch, does that involve? I see people post videos of them swimming with the whale sharks.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I mean.
that's
Yeah, that's what I
automatic,
mean.
right? Okay.
Up close, up
So
close.
yeah, I mean, I'm amazed. That thing's huge. The
Yeah,
butandings are huge,
very
yeah,
huge
those
and
are
creature.
the fact that you see people getting near it, I don't know if it's
bawal, di
allowed
ba?
or anything, but I mean, you go near it, it's not gonna eat you, right?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the
But it
that's
is
the main point I
Swallow you
wanted to get.
whole.
Yeah,
it is still really scary because their mouths are so big they can swallow you whole.
They could swallow you whole. So
Yeah,
I
Mhm.
know it's not loud. I know it's
It's not
prohibited
allowed.
to. Yeah.
So you have to stay far at
Yeah.
a healthy distance. There's
yeah.
regulations, which is nice.
Yes.
Okay, so
At a
that's how
very
it goes.
healthy. Yeah.
I'll pass the part where I jump into the water, even though I know how to swim. um, but game for watching. Number five, what would it be?
Number five. Still thinking of one to be honest.
Don't worry, you don't have to put Watch Cebu FC in Dynamic
Yeah,
Herb
that's already a
or
given.
Romeo Sports Complex, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what else is there
Dynamic
here.
Herb Stadium, rather.
What else can you do in Cebu?
You must be tired of lechon, right? Since you live
Of
there.
course.
Honestly,
And you
honestly,
could buy it
yes.
here.
You
You
are?
could buy it here.
Hmm, Where
What
Si-
about
else?
what's your biggest fiesta?
Sinulog was
Sinulog?
Yeah,
Oh, no, that's
just wrapped up.
yeah. You could put that there. Number five, actually, Sinulog is a
Sinulog.
must.
yeah,
It's a must. It's a must do if you're in the
yeah.
Philippines.
Si,
Although the recent one last week wasn't as successful
oop.
as planned, it's still a very, very enjoyable experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sinulog.
Was it because of
It,
COVID?
actually, from what I know, the preparations weren't the greatest for this year's Sinulog, so it was quite messy in a way. Uh,
Yeah,
Lots
kasi
of
they're going
locals,
back into it eh. Like, diba,
yeah,
after
lots
two
of locals
years,
people upset with
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I get where you're coming from.
It's like we had to do
Medyo
a
nawala
reset
yung
button.
rhythm. Yeah,
Yeah, they wala the
back to
rhythm.
zero.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
So there you go. There's no oh no you missed something, right? So I don't
I'm
think we
trying to
did an
think
honorable
about.
mention. Yeah. You made the top corner save with Eaton Pukot Kitchen, so
Oh,
you're
yeah,
safe
I think
there.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Automatic,
Yeah.
it's a,
automatic. Watch Cebu FC doesn't have to be there because that's a given.
Automatic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's a given. Yeah, it's a given.
Yeah, that's a given. So
Mm,
there you go. How
yeah.
would you? I'm just curious. I'm not saying you have to highly rate this because you're the guy to ask. How would you rate Tops? I went there as a kid. I asked my Cebuano blockmate about the place. He gave me his thoughts. What are your thoughts on the place Tops?
Yeah, Tops is a very nice place. Unfortunately, they're closed now. They don't. You
Oh
can't go
man.
in there. It's been bought off by a family, I think. But there's a new place called Mountain View, which is just as nice. It's a lot bigger than Tops. But yeah, Tops back in its day was very nice. People would hang out there, families would go there, and it's like a very nice 180 view of the whole city. So it's
Mhm.
a very nice spot to hang out and chill with your friends. I loved it. Yeah, I love going there.
Okay. My friend said the same thing, and then he also goes, "Dude, it's a good drinking place."
Yeah,
He could. So I was like,
yeah, it is.
"Whoa, really, man?" Okay, now that's nice. I now want to go to Cebu for that also to add to everything there. Hopefully, after commentating a Cebu game,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would
for
be fun.
sure.
Yeah.
So your breakfast
So,
should be eat in Pukot, do the game, then go to Tops.
Yeah,
uh huh.
that sounds
Right?
like a good
And then,
day.
yeah, right? That's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Puro eat and then eat football, eat ulit. Yung ganun. Then breathe.
Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad. Tas sana lang may sinulog. No, that's next year already because it's done.
Ah, wala na, tapos na eh. Tapos na eh. Yeah. Whale shark
Yep.
in 4:30 in the morning. You go to Pukot pala. After the whale shark, total you're also island hopping at the
No,
same
no.
time.
Yeah, and then after
Yeah.
you go hiking
Hiking
to the stadium.
to the stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
and
the thing,
hopefully
call the
I
game.
yeah, and hopefully I don't
You're-
drop my phone.
yeah.
yeah,
And you're not exhausted and tired. Oh, ganun.
True. True. So, there you go. I think we will next time we get to go to Cebu, we will have some more knowledge. Thank you to Jack for your input. Great
Mhm.
stuff. And I think that does it for this night, right guys? For the conversation. Jack, we hope you don't mind. Well, thank you for
Thank you. Yeah.
taking the time to come over and chat with us here. And we'll just wrap up the show. And it was great learning about you and, of course, Cebu. So we'll catch you in the games. We'll put you backstage. We'll just close the show. But if you got to get going, it's all good. Yeah, we know you have a busy schedule. I think you still might have your morning shift tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah. All
Ang
right.
training pa.
Sig. Yeah. We'll put you backstage. See you if ever. All right.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So there you go. We got our chat with Jack Zambrano of Cebu FC. And I was looking
Yeah,
forward to the Cebu travel guide, given
Yeah,
that
actually, same here.
as a kid, I'd traveled to the place, so I'd see some places, but it's different if you hear it from a local himself,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So
So definitely,
that's what I enjoyed. Yeah. And
I'm definitely gonna go to Pokot. It's inside a village. It's just
he said,
and
yeah.
yeah. Hmm. Then he's gonna have
Yep.
one, a party, and like what I like with Jack is when he said that he wants to play for the national team. 22 is still
Yeah.
young.
There's still time. Yeah.
There's still time.
I
Uh,
mean, Jack's been getting his runs already
Yeah,
in this ongoing PFL season, which will resume soon, right?
soon. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. He's not the only one. It's unfortunate for a lot of players, not just in football, but to miss a lot of sports because of the pandemic. It
Oh
really,
yeah.
yeah. But God has a different. God has a sense of humor because He gave him a chance to play professional right
It
away.
led
Yeah,
to Jack's
into
pro contract,
professional.
right?
Yeah,
Yep. True,
it's a good
true.
thing.
So
Yeah,
a door closes, another one opens,
everyone
as
open.
they
That's
say,
right. Yeah.
right? So, time to wrap up. I think we've got some messages, of course, from our partners and our sponsors. I'll just take it away. Oops,
Ooh.
mali. I'm too excited to go to Cebu, but there is a basic broadcasting workshop coming up this weekend. They may still have some slots, so do check out Masterclass PH on Facebook and check out Manila Hustle in the 3x3. Malapit na. It's from Feb 4 to 5 over at Robinson's Magnolia. We've got our friends from the show in Eurotex taking part right there. And we are a member again of the Globally Ballin Network. Head to globallyballin.com for your original content. And this is episode 125 again with Jack Zambrano. Don't forget to follow us on social media at WTHAW Podcast on our platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube. If you haven't, that's where you can catch our episodes outside of our Facebook page. And we got our sister shows. There's Next Man Up with Diego Dario and Jello Vito. And we got my titos from an 30 of basketball. They just guested last week, actually. They talk about the golden era of Philippine hoops. And we got our many sponsors in New Era, Judges Delights, Hinuluban Farms, Daily Ounce, giving us our aqua flasks. Thank you very much. Fuji Mama for our Japanese food. Founders Donuts, Barrio Fiesta in Makati Ave, the Mad Brownie Company, Chops to Go, Muffin Mafia, and Rad Chameleon Apparel for suiting us up. They also make the jerseys of Cebu FC also. So we have the same outfitter. That sounds cool. And there you go again. We'll catch you soon, everybody. Who is the guest next week? That's a very good question. 'Cause I don't know.